Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. This is going to be a lovely restorative yoga class for the next 60 minutes. We will be focusing on essentially this pattern of compression, extension, and we're going to start in an expanded pose, opening up the chest. And then we're going to go right into a pose where we're going to compress and open up the back side of the body. There are only 4 poses, the last pose being both sides, which is technically considered a different pose each, but it's this, Okay. Anyways, and okay, microphone's on. Let's get comfortable. I've got more than just a bolster. I also have a pillow, and you can, so maybe 2 bolsters or 2 pillows, and I have 2 blocks. I've got my blanket, and as always, you can have another blanket to put over yourself to make sure you're nice and cozy and comfortable. Come into an easy pose, and you can provide support for your sacrum if you wish. And I just want to start off with a mantra, and a very simple one. I am, I am. A little note on this while we're getting settled and you're getting your props. This mantra connects the finite and the infinite identities. The first, I am, emphasizes the finite sense of self. The second, I am, emphasizes the impersonal and transcendental sense of the self. All real mantras blend this polarity of the infinite and finite in their internal structure and design. If you only say the first I am, the mind will automatically try to answer, I am what? This sends the mind on a search through all the categories and roles that hold the finite identities. If you immediately say the second part of the mantra, I am, the thought becomes, I am what I am. To be what you are is the essence of truth and will lead you to the nature of reality. The hand and the breath move in rhythm and strengthen your ability to maintain a sense of self as your awareness expands. A little note, this mantra has been chanted throughout all of time by monks, Wiccans, Rosicrucians, magicians, Jews, Jewish people, hip-hop artists, yogis, and many other groups. That's all we're going to chant a few times. You can have Chin Mudra if you'd like, with your fingers extended and the backs of your palms on the top of the inside of your legs, and your index and thumb gently pressing. Deep breath in, release it through the mouth, relax, let go. Deep breath in. I am. I am. Go for each sound. Do a little quicker. I am. I am. I am. I am. One more time. I am. I am. Wonderful. I do offer that up as the Sankalpa, but please, as we are coming into our first pose, use any Sankalpa that comes to you, any short affirmation, a positive statement or a healing, releasing statement to bring with you through this practice. We're going to let go of the sympathetic nervous system and engage the parasympathetic nervous system to rest, to digest, and to come from that place in the center where we are most at peace, we are most in balance, and we are most in our true essence. All right. First one, we're going to be going nowhere into reclined bound angle pose. So the two blocks here I'm going to demonstrate, and also the other props. But once you find something that works for you, then I want you to stick with that. All right, so the first block I'm going to have on the short side. Now, if you find stability and having it on the thin, small side, then go for that. It'll absolutely be more stable to use the flat side down. And you want it lengthwise against the sacrum. Okay, so wide, parallel with the mat, with the top edge of the mat. And then this one is going to be stacked tall to go on the base of your neck. Okay, so when we come into bound angle pose, and I'm going to use a blanket to support one knee. I'll find that. And then maybe a pillow to support the other knee. And then you want that block pressed up against the sacrum as you kind of roll back on it. And then hopefully it won't be too hard to find and land on the block just below the base of your skull. I might have to move my hair. There we go. Reclined bound angle pose. And this is essentially where you want to be. Just nice and supported, no effort. If the blocks prove to be uncomfortable, either underneath the sacrum or underneath the neck, then I want you to use the moldability of the blanket and the bolster. The bolster would be a nice support for the back and the low back, and the blanket you can use as like a pillow underneath that head. All right, wonderful. And I'm just going to set that so I know we are okay. We want to hold these poses for at least 10 to 15 minutes. The shoulders drop away from the ears. The tops of the forearms are engaged with the earth. And you can visualize roots growing from your sacrum and your root chakra all the way down, connecting to the middle of the earth. You can have your eyes open or your eyes shut. If you have an eye mask, feel free to use that. As always, when the pose gradually unfolds, you will find more release and therefore more space. Feel free to micro adjust as needed. If any pain arises, completely back out of the pose. Finding another alternative, maybe coming all the way down onto the back, or maybe coming into seated against the wall. Something that helps you find peace and serenity over this next span of time. Feel free to engage a gentle, subtle Ujjayi breath. You're doing wonderful. These classes are very good for practicing pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses, and bringing everything inward. Allowing the weight of the head to fully be supported along the block or blanket, whichever you're choosing. I wanted to demonstrate one other way to do this, where you're using the blocks as a support for the bolster. I know, pillowcase. Which some of you may have already figured out. So if you place your blocks under the pillow and have the blocks still right up against your sacrum, then this is absolutely more comfortable than the block holding the base of your skull. Learn by doing, I guess. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Gifting yourself time and space to be. And we're going to slowly roll up and out of this. You can grab your shins, you can roll to the side, gently press yourself up into a seated position. As we now come into supported Paschimottanasana, forward fold. You can move the blocks to the side, and on this one, we want to have maybe something under the knees. We're going to bring the bolster and the pillow on our legs so we can just fold over. And if you don't, or if you have an extra blanket, you don't necessarily need anything for your knees, or you want to use both. You can have something underneath your sacrum to lift you up a little, bring the earth closer to you as we begin to fold forward. And you want something pressed up against your belly. And then coming down, maybe making a space for other parts. You want to be able to rest your head comfortably on the pillow. And coming into that expression as you're ready. Your arms can just be over the pillow if you want, and one wrist hold, or one hand holding the other wrist, or just relax. Whatever requires the least amount of effort. Expanding through the back of the heart with each deep inhale. And then really releasing, letting go any tension with each exhale. The breath is really going to serve as a space creator along the entire back body. So make any little movements that you need as the pose unfolds for your restoration. Wonderful. If you had your head tilted to one side, please feel free to lift it and tilt to the other side. And if you had your hands connected in any way, feel free to alternate the grip. You can visualize the energy from Mother Earth, slow, supportive, abundant, pulsing slowly through the roots that you've grown from your root chakra and every other part of your body, connecting with the earth. Offering healing, offering support, offering release and love. Wonderful. Now slowly coming out of this, you're just going to press up. Great. Moving the props aside. And the next one, coming into supported Matsyasana. Matsyasana, supported fish. Okay. You can place a couple options, but we're doing, instead of width along the sacrum for reclined bound angle, we're going lengthwise along the spine. And it starts from the sacrum. You can use a blanket rolled and then just slowly roll over, and your feet will be extended. Okay, great. And the base of your head will come off. And if you want something a little more, you can place a block in between the shoulder blades, and you can have it flat or on its side, as long as it's not too unstable for you. And once you get the alignment with the block, then you can take your bolster or blanket. I think I'll use a blanket. And just place it right over it. Okay. And if you'd want additional support for the top of the head, you can use a block, a pillow, or the bolster. I think I'll use the block. And then when it comes to your feet being extended, you can use the pillow underneath your shins or under your feet, or have it just completely flat on the floor. Actually, that will be wonderful. Very good. And as this pose unfolds, as always, make any micro adjustments that you need for supported fish. Centering back to your breath and your sankalpa. This is a marvelous front heart opener, and it definitely is an incredible throat opener for your throat chakra, your thyroid and parathyroid glands. So as you use a gentle ujjayi breath, You are offering those organs particularly. Oh, beautiful massage to help regulate. And just ensure your cervical spine feels supported as the pose unfolds. You might want to use more of a roll in the blanket or a pillow beneath the head. Remember, there's nothing to do and nowhere to go. Breathing, allowing the pose to unfold for you. few more minutes here. If you had your head fully released without a lot of support, and over the last 10 minutes, it has made itself known, you can gently slide a block underneath the top of the head or a pillow to just give a little more height, a little more support as we stay in this pose for a few more deep breathing minutes. Wonderful. Now carefully sit up, and if you want, you can use your fingers and your hands to slowly, gently lift your head as you come more into a place where you can really use your core to help bring you up ever so slowly. Very good. That one is an incredible spine opener. And then as we come into our final pose, we will be alternating legs for supported balasana. So we'll come onto our belly. You can slowly work your way there. Well, I guess before we get there, move your pillow or bolster lengthwise on the mat And then grab the extra pillow as well, for you might want it. And as you come down, onto your belly, you're going to be just fully extended. And then we're going to tuck one knee in, like we're in almost like a wide-legged balasana. But this one allows for one leg extended, really giving a nice stretch for the psoas too, and the length, the front length of the body. And you can have your hands back behind you if that feels nice. It does feel nice. Or up in front. And if you do a half bind, use the same side as the bent leg, and it does allow for a gentle shoulder opener. If you also want, it just occurred to me, to have support for the bent knee, you can tuck a blanket under that leg to a width that feels comfortable and gives a little extra height for that leg. Allowing yourself to really melt. Welcoming the stillness. Hopefully you are at a deeper level of relaxation now. An ability to see your mind and clear it without any effort. slowly unroll the bind if you had one, and move the support underneath the bent leg if you used it. Coming on to the opposite side, you don't need to get up. You just need to roll to where okay. You can easily lift the other leg to be bent. And if you want support for that bent leg, place it underneath. If you had a half bind, go ahead and wrap that other arm along the low back as you open up the shoulder. As long as it's not an intense sensation, just a relaxing place that you can be. Great. Now I invite you to slowly unbind if you had that half bind on your lower back with your arm. Slowly press yourself into either a seated or a supine shavasana, where you're just laying on your back with the support that you want and need. And you can be in shavasana for a few minutes. This was a very restorative class. So even if you just stayed right where you were in the little half wide-legged, supported child's pose, you can do that too. I love restorative, probably because I have 2 littles and 3 and 1, and my life, like many people, is very busy running around all day. And so this is one of my favorite styles of yoga because it really does promote weight loss. It promotes an ability to meditate effortlessly. With that practice, that habitual practice, it becomes second nature. And it helps with so many healing properties in the parasympathetic nervous system that transfers over to the sympathetic nervous system, creating a strong foundation to come to that stillness within when under stress or chaos, instead of activating the stressful responses that the sympathetic nervous system is very good at doing. So, thank you for being here. Let's end with the mantra that we started with, and feel free to revisit your sankalpa, as always, sealing the intention and the mantra within you at the end of your practice. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Or night. This is very good to practice before bed too. I am, I am. I am, I am. I am, I am. Thank you. As always, I love guiding anyone through practice safely and soundly. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. The light in me sees, knows, and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you. Namaste.